In our last update, I gave you one support level and one scenario on Bitcoin. And that was that I wanted to see one more drop to the downside to form an hourly imbalance, hit our support level at $82,000, and then see a very big reversal to the upside. And if you go back to the charts, as you can see, that's exactly what happened. So with that said, as usual, what did we do inside the Discord? Well, it's pretty straightforward. When we got the drop to my level, so right there, as you can see, very accurate as usual, we got the drop, we got the bounce, I opened my long position and implemented the take profit one at $84,500. And at this point, I did decide to place a hard stop loss at $82,000, just around the low right there, because if you go back to the charts, when I saw this bounce on the 15-minute chart, I mean, if you look at it from my level, it's a bounce of 3.5%. So when I saw this bounce, I did believe that it made a bit of sense to place my stop loss around this low. But what happened, very unfortunate, price came back down, stopped me out of my long position, and then reversed to the upside. I could have opened a second long position, of course, but personally, I don't really like to trade the same level twice. In any case, this trade was another reminder for me on why I absolutely hate hard stop losses. And that is for this exact reason. If you're a more advanced trader, what you will notice is that usually you tend to move away from hard stop losses. If you join our Discord and look at every single trade that I take, you will know that I never place a hard stop loss. But in that case, unfortunately, I did believe that after having seen this very big bounce, it did make a bit of sense to place the stop loss. But again, another lesson for me on why I never use hard stop losses. But again, what happened? We dropped to my level, it held beautifully, and we got the big bounce to the upside that I wanted to see. And what did we do when price reached our final target, which was this imbalance at $90,000? Well, let's go back inside the Discord. When we got the move up and I saw two imbalances, I did decide to open a short position. And then, as I saw open interest building up very aggressively, what I wanted to see was another fake out above the high to average up on my short position. And what happened? We got the move up, we had the imbalance, I averaged up on my short position, and then I had a target at $88,400. We got the drop, as you can see, 88,400. It did offer an instant reaction, and of course, I implemented the take profit on my short position. With that said, back to the charts, again, pretty good trades, and as our plan played out perfectly, what do I expect next on the charts? And we do have very important things to note today. The first thing that I want to talk about is the levels above us, and what I would first note is this 12-hour imbalance. So right there, my bad, right there, $92,700. As you can see, it was filled perfectly with an hourly imbalance at the highs. However, we have something that's even more important to note than this imbalance at the highs, and that would be that if you take the volume profile of this move to the upside, what you will see is that the point of control actually comes in right at the top. And this is an extremely important thing to note. Why? Well, because if you look at the time that price spent up there, we pretty much spent around an hour, I would say, around this level, but we had an entire range right there that formed for about, let me see, for about a day. So when you see this happen, you spend much less time at a certain level and much more time around a certain area, and you see the point of control right at the highs. This is indeed a very bearish sign. So I would just keep it in mind. We have an hourly imbalance at the highs, and we have the point of control. And the reason that personally I did not short this is simply because I was asleep. So what I would do now is mark out this candle on my chart, and if price does come back up to it, and we form even more imbalances, for example, then this could offer a short position for a much bigger reversal to the downside. However, if price is able to come back up and break the highs of this move, then I would like to see a move towards $96,000 because I've had this level outlined on my chart for a couple of days now. So what I would say is that we have two scenarios for the short. The first one would be a move up into this candle and then a reversal lower. But the second one, which would honestly be my preferred scenario at this point, would be a move towards $96,000, for example. And if we see a rejection, then this could offer another short position for a reversal much lower. And of course, as usual, if we break above this level, I will just film another update to tell you what I'm looking for next. But for now, it would be two levels. The first one would be this area around this hourly candle, and the second one would be $96,000. So with all of this in mind, what am I looking at to the downside? Well, as a support, I am pretty interested in this wick. So around $89,000. If we get a job, this could offer a decent long position for a move towards, as we said, $96,000. But the level to hold for the bulls would definitely be, in my opinion, this low at $87,500. Because if we do come back down and we lose it, then I would expect a drop back below this low and potentially also this low, but my first target would definitely be this low at $81,500. So with all of that said, that was mainly it for this update. A quick recap: we have filled the 12-hour imbalance and we've seen a rejection. We have an imbalance at the highs, but more importantly, if you take the volume profile, we have the point of control right at the highs of this move, which is a very bearish sign. So until we break above this area, we have to expect poor prices. However, if we do break above this high, then I would like to see a move towards $96,000, and that's probably where I would look for my next short position. To the downside, we have this interesting area around $89,000, which could offer a long position for a nice day trade. And then to the downside, you really don't want to lose this low at $87,500, because if we do lose it, we can expect a much bigger drop to the downside. So as usual, I hope that you guys enjoyed this update, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.